Let's talk about commitment. Commitment to relationships, commitment to work, commitment to dreams, commitment to businesses. If you are struggling with the fear of being committed, check this out. All right, so we're talking about the fear of commitment. The first thing I want you to know that if you're going to overcome your fear of commitment, you need to make your standard based upon your opinion and not someone else's. So I'll give you an example from when I played football. So it was a kind of known fact between anyone who like knew me that, I was supposed to play professionally. And there was always this standard of like how good I could be and how far I could make it. And everybody expected the best of me, but everybody was pretty much happy with my performance. And when I was in high school, I ran track, I played football, I played basketball, and track was something, and I actually excelled at all three sports, but track specifically was something that helped me tremendously in football because it gave me speed for a big guy. So I don't know if you can tell from the video or not, but I am 6'5.5". And when I was getting scouted, I was actually 6'7". Yeah, got to boost numbers a little bit. And if anyone asks you, like I ran, technically I ran a 4.4, but if anyone asks you, I ran a 4.3. Okay, so we're just gonna keep that on the books. We always got to pad the numbers a little bit, but my speed helped me to excel as being a big guy. So I was a defensive lineman. Not only was I 6'5", but kind of at my peak playing weight, I was anywhere between 260 and 275 at my highest, and it was muscle and strength. And a lot of people who are like 275, 300 pounds, 325, which was what like a lot of the other D linemen were, or the people that I was going against, the offensive linemen, they're all big guys, as heavy guys, because our job is either to, push people, but basically push people around and rough people up, right? As a defensive end, I was pushing through offensive linemen tackling. And if offensive lineman was doing the, pushing me out the way so I wouldn't tackle their running back, their quarterback, the receiver, whoever. And so speed helped me a lot. Now, when we used to do conditioning drills in football, that we would run all types of sprints and conditioning drills, and they were all timed based upon the size or the position group. So we had like the small, skinny guys who would have the least amount of time to accomplish a sprint. We had like the medium guys who were kind of short and stocky, maybe like hitting 6 foot, the linebackers and sometimes the running backs and some quarterbacks, and they would be in the middle tier group, and they would get, a little bit more time than the little bitty running backs and the little bitty receivers. And then you had the linemen, they would get a lot of time to finish the conditioning just so they can stay conditioned, but they weren't trying to like be the fastest people on the field by any means. They were just trying to be the fastest big person on the field. And I was actually fast enough to where I should have easily ran with the middle group. And I probably could have ran with the fast group to really stretch myself and push myself to get faster. But I probably would have been like the last person in the fast group, and then probably around the middle, maybe closer to the front in the middle group. But instead of challenging myself and committing myself to this dream that I knew I had, like playing all out, I actually allowed other people's opinion to become my standard. And so what happened is I settled for their applause instead of stretching to my full potential. Now I got to pause there because some of you are doing that. You're settling for other people's applause instead of stretching to reach your full potential. And that's not what we want. So anyways, that's what I did. So I would run in front of the defensive line group, the fat and slow guys, and I would be in the front just booking it, right? And, I'll shoot the movie a little bit like I was tired. Like I get towards the end, I'd be like, start pushing through. And everyone would celebrate as I cross the finish line because they'd be like, holy cow, look how much. I would always finish like this much in front of like all the defensive linemen, like leave a big gap. And they just be like, man, look at Stinson, man. Look, run like him. They'd be yelling at the other guys. They're dying, like some throwing up at the end and they struggling. And I'm just over here, coach, let's go. And then I'm yelling, acting like it's really a tough time. And everybody thinks that I'm pushing myself and I'm excelling and I'm reaching my potential and I'm the example. When in reality, I was settling. I knew I was faster. I knew I should have been in a faster position group, but I was so afraid to commit to challenging myself because I didn't want to fail. Because here's the problem. If I would have told somebody that, man, I'm fast enough to run with the running backs, or I'm fast enough to run with the smaller guys, that now becomes an expectation. And I was afraid that they were going to hold me to that expectation, and I wasn't really going to be fast enough to run with the younger guys. And some of you won't even put your dream out there. You won't even put your goal out there because you're so worried that now you have to hold yourself accountable to your goal. And so you never stretch yourself to reach your full potential because you're afraid of failing and you won't even commit. But let me tell you something. It doesn't matter if it's a work situation or a relationship. You have to commit yourself in order to be successful. You cannot be half committed and have full out success. It just doesn't work that way. Half commitment does not equal top success. Like, somebody needs to write that down because that's what you're trying to do. And my mentors would tell me that, Darryll, greatness doesn't go on sale. And I get it. It's the sentiment that the things worth achieving are worth committing to. And so a lot of times we wait until it's for sure, right? Till I get fast enough and I actually like secretly ran with no one watching with the smaller group. And then I know for sure that I will do it without failing or running out of breath. And I used to think that, like, I mean, like if I just had this space that I could like practice and actually show myself that I could do it before I put myself out there, then I would have enough confidence to then make a commitment that would lead to me achieving my dreams. But the problem is that sometimes commitment comes before confidence. Come on, write that down. I'm telling you, that'll shift some of you out of complacency, out of failure, out of staying stuck, out of vacillating, out of starting a new year with the same you, out of setting New Year's resolutions and never finishing, is if you commit before you have the confidence. See, sometimes you have to commit before you're completely sure that you'll be able to achieve the goal. You have to commit before you're sure that the relationship will work out. You have to commit before you're sure that the dream will ever make progression. And it's actually the commitment on the front end that produces the results that you long for. So you're actually self-sabotaging yourself when you try to wait till you see if you can have enough confidence, or you wait to see if there's enough security, or you wait to see if there's enough whatever, enough money, enough resources, enough whatever you think you need to make a commitment. Like, that waiting is sabotaging your success because it'll never come, and you'll only half commit and you'll only half try, and then you'll quit before you get halfway there. So why don't you make a commitment on the front end that, in spite of your insecurity, in spite of your fear, in spite of your doubt, in spite of your concerns, you're going to make a commitment. And you know what? If it doesn't work out, then deal with the pain. Deal with the rejection. Deal with it. It happens. We're imperfect. We're going to get some things wrong. But I'm telling you, he that keeps waiting will be waiting for the rest of his life. That's a proverb. Make a commitment. Make a commitment to your dreams, because here's what I believe. The dreams that are in your heart, the dreams that you think about at night when no one's around, the dreams that you haven't shared with anyone because you're so insecure that it's actually a desire of your heart, that's the thing you need to commit to. I'm telling you that I had some regret because when I failed and I had my back injury, in the back of my mind, I was thinking, would that injury have happened if I was more committed? And here's what the devil don't want you to know. Is that fear you have that's keeping you from making a commitment becomes the very thing that causes the deepest regret. Look, I would have rather committed and failed than to have committed, failed, and now I'm living with regret for the rest of my life, because the pain of failure is temporary, but the pain of regret, man, that lasts forever. So what do you need to make a commitment to? Maybe it's a relationship. Y'all been dating for like 17 years and you still ain't put a ring on it. Maybe it's putting out a work of art, man. You've been writing poems and raps and songs for 17 years and you still ain't put not one piece of work out there. Maybe it's that business, man. You've been talking about what you about to do, fit to do, should do for years, for months, for decades. I don't know. Too long. Make a commitment. Matter of fact, take a step of faith right now, and I want you to write in the chat what you're committing to for 2022. Like, and not even for 2020. Don't even wait to then. Start today. Say, like, today I'm committing to this. What are you committing to today for your future? Are you committing to writing that book? Are you committing to becoming a speaker? Are you committing to prioritizing your mental health? Are you committing to finally committing and proposing? Are you committing to putting your dream out there? Are you committing to starting your business? Are you committed? Drop it in the chat. Let me know what you're committed to. And let's hold each other accountable and let's cheer on one another, because when you win, I win. When someone else wins, we all win. That is how our world becomes a better place to live. When we operate in our unique purpose and we are fully committed to reach our full potential, that is how our world becomes a better place to live. And that's what I believe, because I believe we live in a world of more than enough. There's more than enough love, joy, peace, purpose, relationships, money to go around, that none of us should live in lack unless we so desire. But it takes your commitment. So let us know what your commitment. So let us know what you're committed to. And by the way, if you enjoyed this video, I want you to subscribe. Not only drop a comment, make sure you share with your friends and help me spread this message of hope and help other people to make the commitments to the things that we know we need to commit to. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you again next week.